So in today's episode, we're going to go over a color change. Yes, another color change, because apparently people go f***ing crazy for color changes. So this one is going to be a little bit different. It's going to look a little bit like this. So you grab a jack and then you can flick it on the table and it what the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that guy? Damn, dog. You might want to avoid putting your fucking face on the cards to scare the shit out of people that buy your deck. So anyways, the color change can be used as a card switch as well as a color change on itself, and it looks really nice when you get it from the proper angles. I'm going to show you guys two different variations on the color change, one with a snap and the other one with a little toss, just like that. But the original move is an actual card switch that dates back to my OG nigga Ed Marlowe. The mechanics of the move aren't too difficult, but then again, I'm good as f***. So what you're going to need to do is get a pinky break on the card that needs to be switched. You are going to hold the card that's going to be switched by the lower right hand corner as you flick it with your thumb. Now what's going to happen is that at one point you're going to hold the card temporarily with your left thumb in the upper left hand corner of the deck. And what's going to happen is that your pinky finger is going to let the bottom card fall down as your thumb squeezes the card back flush of the deck. So one more time, you're going to temporarily hold this card with your left thumb, and it's going to snap back onto the deck as your pinky drops the other card onto the table. The switch is covered by the flicking motion of the left thumb of the deck, and it's important that when you are temporarily holding the card with your thumb, it's going to be a little bit of a bevel on the top left corner of the deck. This allows for the card to sit a little bit deeper and makes the switch a lot easier. So let's break the move down even further for our friends in West Europe. You are doing both the moves we talked about simultaneously. You're holding the card temporarily while the pinky finger drops the card and the thumb presses the card back flush with the deck. So without the card dropping from the pinky, the move should look a little bit like this, almost as if the card disappears. So again, it looks like that. You're just using your thumb to press the card flush with the deck. If you combine this with the pinky dropping the other card, you have a nice retention of vision that looks like you're just throwing the card onto the table, but in reality you're switching it for the card that you're holding in your right hand. Now I know what you're saying. Can I do the move if I lost my right arm in a farming accident because I live in a third world country and that is what my economy is based on? The answer is yes. The other variation is that you are holding the card with your left thumb openly as you drop the card with your pinky and put the card back flush with the deck. Now, of course, both moves are very angle sensitive, so it's important that you face the proper way so that they can't detect the switch. Now, this is when the move is done as a switch. If you want to do it as a color change, you just need to have a double lift and you do the same motion. You still have a pinky break. The only difference is that you are facing a little bit more with your wrist towards the spectator so that they don't see the card face up on the deck. So pretty much you're using your wrist to block their vision of the card on top of the deck. The second way to do this is by having the same position. Notice all around the deck looks the same, but this time you're openly holding the card in the upper left corner and you're going to use your right hand to snap on the card as it pulls flush with the deck. So this way they get a sort of visual and auditory ASMR so you can satisfy their weird fetishes. At the same time that you snap the card flush with the deck, your pinky is letting the bottom card fall down. So one more time, the move should be the same as the other one. The only difference is that you're adding a snap to the move, which to their little small brains is what causes the color change to happen in the first place. You could do the move with the card face down, but I think that's a little bit too obvious. You might just want to stick to the original version where you're flicking it. Yes, for you one-handed fucks, if you want to do the move with one hand, you could still definitely do it. It's just a little bit of a different variation because you're keeping your wrist towards the spectator and you are using your thumb to level up that king of spades in our situation to the upper left-hand corner of the deck, so that while you let your left pinky drop the bottom card onto the deck, you are using that thumb to press the card flush with the deck. So once you combine these actions, it looks like the card switches as it falls down. A super cool little trick you can do is you can grab the 4 and snap it into two twos, and then you can show the two twos back and forwards, and there's nothing special about them. Then you could put them together, and what? They go back to being a 4. And of course, this card's examinable. So this is a variation on the same thing. The setup for this is that you have the two twos on top of the deck, followed by the 4, which is going to be third from the top. You do a triple lift, so that when you have a pinky break, you have a pinky break on both twos as opposed to just one card. You're doing the same move, only difference is that you're letting both those cards fall down as opposed to just one of them, so that when you do that and combine it with the thumb pushing the 4 back flush of the deck, it looks like the 4 splits into both twos. When they are done ejaculating all over the floor because of that amazing color change, you get the twos, wipe any cum, and you're going to do the first color change that we talked about, flicking the corner as you let the 4 fall. So it looks like both twos combine back into the original 4 that originally split off into them. One last variation of this move is that you show a queen and then you flick it and it turns into Daniel Madison. So you get it? You get it? It's the Queen of Hearts, and it turns into a picture of Daniel Madison because it's a queen and he's a queen. In order to do this, you go to your local library and use their printers to print out a very rendition of his top Google picture, glue it on a card, and then show a queen and say, look, here's Daniel Madison. They're gonna be like, what are you talking about? And then go, no, look, I'll show you. If I flick it, it turns into Daniel Madison. And I assume they freak out and they've learned the lesson, and you know, everyone leaves home happy. I mean, it looks a lot better than the original DMC guy, but there you go. So one day, Daniel. But I hope you guys enjoyed this color change, yada, yada, yada. I'll see you next time.
When I see you again, 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 when I see you again.